Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE superstar Rhea Ripley challenged Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship at the Bad Blood Premium Live event. The Eradicator also shared her reaction to Jey Uso's heartfelt message to her following the title match. The two women locked horns in the penultimate fight of the show, with Dominic Mysterio locked inside a shark cage and suspended in the air. The back-and-forth contest between the arch-rivals ended in a controversial finish as the Nightmare won via DQ after Raquel Rodriguez attacked her. Despite winning the match, Ripley failed to secure the title owing to the manner of finish. After the match, Jey Uso took to his Instagram story to send a heartfelt message to Rhea Ripley. The WWE Intercontinental Champion praised the 27-year-old for her performance at the Premium Live event. The former Judgment Day member then reshared Uso's story. The Terror Twins were kicked out of the Judgment Day at WWE SummerSlam. Dominic Mysterio betrayed Rhea Ripley and helped Liv Morgan retain the Women's World Championship. Later that night, Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. During her recent appearance on Casual Conversation with the Classic, Rhea claimed that she cried backstage at the biggest party of the summer. The former champion said she wasn't ashamed of admitting it. She added it was an emotional moment, as she had a great time working with her former stablemates for 2.5 years. Rhea Ripley has not been able to win the World Championship in either of the title matches following her return from injury. It remains to be seen what lies ahead for the Eradicator following Raquel Rodriguez's surprise appearance at WWE Bad Blood. The spotlight of the WWE Universe, for a fleeting moment, was on Rhea Ripley, who had just emerged victorious in one of the most anticipated matches of her career at WWE Bad Blood. The arena was a pulsating sea of flashing lights and roaring fans as Ripley, the dominant and unapologetic powerhouse, stood tall, her chest heaving with adrenaline, clutching the championship belt that now draped proudly over her shoulder. But beyond the pyrotechnics and the echoing cheers of the WWE faithful, one particular moment, one gesture, stood out more than anything else in the aftermath of her monumental win. As the arena continued to buzz with excitement, a familiar face emerged from the shadows of the entrance ramp: Jey Uso. Known for his passion and raw emotion, Jey had witnessed Ripley's rise to the top, and now, standing before her in the ring, he couldn't help but express his sincere admiration for the judgment of the night. His reaction wasn't one of the usual scripted hype that WWE fans had come to expect. No, this was something far more authentic. Jey's eyes gleamed with genuine emotion as he took a moment to absorb the significance of what he had just witnessed. To the casual observer, it might have seemed like just another congratulatory moment between two superstars. But for those who knew the history, the weight of this exchange carried a different resonance. Ripley and Uso were not just colleagues in the locker room, but two warriors who understood the sacrifices it took to reach the pinnacle of professional wrestling. As Ripley stood there, adjusting her title belt, her gaze shifted from the crowd to the man in the ring with her. Jey Uso, his usual bravado tempered by a more serious demeanor, stepped forward with a mixture of awe and respect. "Yo, Rhea, you did it," he said, his voice breaking the otherwise still air. "You did what they said you couldn't. You changed the game." Ripley, always one to keep her emotions in check, allowed a slight smile to form at the corners of her lips. This wasn't just another fanfare for her. This wasn't just the corporate handshake moment that the company had scripted. This was real, raw respect from one athlete to another. "Thanks, Jey," Ripley replied, her voice low but filled with sincerity. This wasn't about changing the game. It was about proving I belong. And you've been one of the few who never doubted that. Jey's smile was wide but reflective, as though he too recognized that they both shared the same path of struggle and triumph. He wasn't just congratulating her for the win. He was acknowledging the journey it took for her to get here. "You've been holding it down for a minute now, Rhea," Jey continued, his hand on his heart. "But what you just did out there, that was a statement. You showed everyone what real strength looks like. You might not wear the same bloodline as me, but tonight you became part of something bigger, Something that ain't about just winning. It's about leaving a legacy. And trust me, you're already building yours. Ripley's eyes softened. The weight of Jey's words was evident. She had spent so long carving her path in the world of professional wrestling, often as an underdog, often underestimated by her peers, but always relentless in her pursuit of greatness. To hear such words of validation from someone like Jey Uso, a man who had fought through adversity and stood shoulder to shoulder with his own family's legacy, meant the world to her. To understand why Jey Uso's reaction carried such weight, it's necessary to look at the broader context of both his and Ripley's careers. Both had faced the sharp edges of doubt and criticism. Jey, for instance, was a member of the famed Uso family, a lineage deeply ingrained in the very fabric of WWE. Yet for years, Jey had to carve out his own identity in the shadow of his relatives, never quite seen as the next big thing in his own right. Ripley, on the other hand, came from a different background. She had been thrust into the spotlight early, becoming the centerpiece of WWE's women's division. But unlike other superstars who seemingly had an easier route to the top, Ripley's rise was often met with scrutiny. Her decision to step into the spotlight as a powerhouse in a division dominated by technical wrestlers and athletic daredevils often had critics wondering if she would be able to adapt and sustain herself at the highest level. Yet, time and time again, Ripley silenced those doubters with her raw talent, her intimidating presence, and her relentless determination. And now, at Bad Blood, she had done what many thought impossible, cemented herself as a champion, not just by winning, but by defining what it meant to be a champion in the modern era of WWE. Jey Uso's heartfelt reaction, standing there before Ripley in the ring, was symbolic of that very journey. It wasn't just an acknowledgement of the victory, but a moment of shared respect between two athletes who understood how difficult it could be to prove yourself when the odds were stacked against you. For Ripley, Jey's words carried a profound weight. She had always believed in herself, but hearing that belief echoed by someone she respected and admired made her even more resolute in her quest for greatness. She took a deep breath, her shoulders squared, her gaze unwavering. "Jey," she said, her voice strong, "this is just the beginning. You've been through wars, you've seen it all, and I know you know what it takes to survive in this business. I've got more to prove, but you just made it a hell of a lot easier to keep pushing forward." Jey nodded, his eyes filled with a quiet pride as he took a step back, allowing Ripley her moment. He understood what she meant. This wasn't just about one match, one title. It was about the journey they would both continue to take, always pushing each other, always striving to go further, to evolve. With a final handshake that was both firm and meaningful, Jey turned and walked toward the exit, leaving Ripley standing in the middle of the ring, her title gleaming under the bright lights. As the crowd erupted in applause, Ripley's face softened, and for a moment, there was nothing but quiet determination in her eyes. She had earned the respect of one of WWE's most respected superstars, and that in and of itself was something she would carry with her as she moved forward into her new era of dominance. The battle had been won. The legacy was in the making. And as Ripley raised her championship high, she knew this was only the beginning of a new chapter for both her and the WWE Universe.